Hi gorgeous lights, welcome to the new day. Look, I've decided to do just a little bit of the astrological read for the week starting the 28th of the 6th, from Tuesday to Tuesday, and just wanting to kick it off with the current star sign that we're in actually at the moment, which I think is actually Cancer. So just going to draw a card. I'm using the Sonia Choquette Trust Your Vibes Oracle cards. Now, the only reason I'm using them is not that the cards are particularly relevant, but I kind of need to sometimes explain to people there is just so much information in the airways and available to us that sometimes it's really good to have a starting point. And I have found this latterly as well, that Spirit has an awful lot to say, and so choosing a starting point is actually really, really good. So I'm just going to ask them for a card for Cancer. For this week starting today. Now, you've got the Remember to Breathe card, and the first thing that I'm getting for Cancer is, oh goodness, get out of your heads and stop overthinking and overanalyzing. Get a plan, make a step, stick to the step for the week, they're just saying as well. You have a tendency to, just at the moment in this energy, get too much in your head, too much looking at the bigger picture instead of breaking it down into doable steps. I'm just being told for Cancer right at the moment. Also, there's I'm kind of getting the feeling as well to, if you don't keep your mind on little steps or breaking down the steps, Cancer, there's a potentiality of putting your foot to the accelerator. There's a fine here or an oversight on a contract. The details are being missed while you're into your head too much. And if you're in your head too much as well, which is human behaviour, Cancer, then you can end up missing a detail or missing something important. They show me a date or something you're having to be paid by a certain date for Cancers within the week, and you can leave things to the 11th hour, and it's really, really not good that you actually do that as well. They said there's a interesting thing that I've just said to you. There's a week in necessities, and the necessities are having a plan and making a starting point and following through on that plan as well. Anything to do to details, anything to do with logistics, anything to do with paperwork, make sure you've got your plan and stick to your plan for it for this week, Cancer. Very, very important. Now, because you're a water sign as well, they're saying emotionally you can just watch out for overwhelm, Cancer, and being very, very, very important to be kind to yourself as well, because it looks like emotions are also going to be running high this week as well. So really, really important. So I'll leave you there and move forward to Leo and just see what the cards are coming up for Leo for the week starting the 28th for 1 week. Okay, guys, so the first card that I've actually got that's actually come up for you guys is the Clear the Path card as well. Now, Leo, okay, so they're going, watch out for being caught here and looking back to the past, Leo, looking back to past mistakes, looking back to where you haven't claimed the wisdom from, cycles and patterns and behaviours that are around you. Now, they said be really, really mindful this week that other people are bringing you understanding that may trigger some points from the past this week and make you actually look at what your role was or look at what your part in it was, Leo. Now, Leos don't like being told what to do, they've just said to me as well, but sometimes it's crucial in your own evolution to actually look at what role that you played in it and actually take some accountability and the changes that actually happened as well. Now, I'm being shown also with Leos, watch out for arguments with authority figures or supervisors, bosses. There's a need to be right energy around you guys for this week, and you do need to get out of your own way and clear a pathway of habits and behaviours. Your opinion is not the only opinion, I've just been told. And poor Leo, sorry, I'm always intrigued when Spirit actually says something and asks you to actually pay attention. They actually are getting you to pay attention to habits and behaviours and cycles as well. Clear your own pathway, and the really good way to do it, they've just said to me as well, is sometimes think, do I normally behave this way? Does it serve me to behave this way? Or should I behave a little bit differently? and that is your choice, Leo, for the week. Sorry, I'm not laughing, just sometimes when they say things to me and I think, oh, for goodness sake, if I've got people there in that star sign, my empathy goes out, not my laughter, my empathy goes out. So Leo, do watch your cycles and patterns and watch how you're turning up and how you're actually behaving for the week starting the 28th to the 6th for a week as well. I don't know why also, Leo, just you've got car around you too, and a need to be mindful if there's a service needed, tyres, anything like that. You're getting a reminder to actually sort your car out and look at your car. So a little bit of a heads up there from the guys as well. So I'll leave that with you, Leo. Have a really, really fantastic week. Now moving on to Virgo as well. Insular behaviours, closing yourself down, not wanting to discuss anything. This is for Virgo for the week starting the 28th to the 6th for 1 week. Be mindful of those conversations that you should probably really have where you don't want to sit in the uncomfortability and the vulnerability of that conversation. Now, they've said, look at your card, you've got you're the boss card. But they also want to caution you and remind you while you're in the centre of your own destiny for this week, it does key on you communicating in a way so other people actually understand where you come from. Now, if you're going to go all insular and you don't communicate, they're saying for this week, Virgo, do expect misunderstandings and misconceptions and misconstrued things. So it's really, really important that while you understand that you're the boss of your own destiny, the ability to communicate is actually really, really important as well. Now, somebody's got a business meeting around them that's going to be quite important, Virgo, and I would suggest that you have all your ducks in a row and all your communications as clear as concise as possible. If you're looking for that promotion, they've just said to you, gorgeous Virgo, then make sure that you have all your strengths on the table that says why you actually need that promotion. And don't be afraid to actually sell yourself here as well. A good week for negotiations. You are the boss, but make sure that you give clarity to that as well. That's just a heads up from upstairs for the week. Right, so take care of you. Now moving on to Libra. Now they've shown me that just straight away. So Libra is the sign of the scales, and they are reminding you for the next week it's all things in balance. So if you've got a temptation to go, I'm just going to go a little bit of bullet a gate this coming week from the 28th to the 6th, gorgeous Libra, then you're going to actually have to slow some things down and look at where you're in balance, or the universe is prepared, I'm being told, to set you on your bottom and make you reflect about how important your time is. Now, that's a heads up, and of course, it's a little bit preventable. When we don't get out of balance, or we don't put ourselves into balance and actually look after ourselves, the universe can intervene by sending a series of events that can actually pop you on your bottom. You have got the meditate card, gorgeous Libra. So you are actually being told to take your time, sit in reflection, connect with yourself, get out of your head and get into being as well. That is completely and utterly a reminder for you guys to watch mental head energy and put time into physicality. Take the time for walks no matter what the weather is. So you're just getting told. And gorgeous Libra, to make sure that you're aware of your balances. If you work X amount of hours and play X amount of hours, I can't stress enough how much they're showing me the scales out of balance. And the reminder, because I've also brought in these fabulous blues, Libra, that actually is the health reminder colour as well. So if you're out of balance, I'm expecting the universe to intervene this week. Be careful. Okay, so moving on to gorgeous Scorpio. Again, the emotions are running high, Scorpio, and you're being pulled by the universe to investigate what you truthfully actually need for yourself as well. So we'll see what card that they're actually giving you, Scorpio, for this week starting the 28th to the 6th. And you've got the make a note of it card. Now, there's a lot of, really gorgeously, the universe is conspiring to actually bring a little bit of divine intervention around Scorpios this week. Something that you've been waiting to hear from, maybe an approval for either a loan or a new job or promotion that's actually coming towards you. If you're looking for love, Scorpios, they have said that there's oh, that's really cool, pleasurable activities all the way around you, and they want you to make a note of where the universe is actually conspiring to actually bring you what you actually truthfully need. Big reminder to not sit in emotional states, but to actually notice the bigger picture, Scorpio, as well, and move forward in what you need for yourself with truthfulness and honesty. It's actually quite an interesting week for you, so just make sure that you're taking a note and paying attention to what's actually happening, where the universe is stepping up to actually meet you halfway. Fabulous week, guys. Look after you. Right, moving on to Sagittarius as well. Loving these fire signs. Big words, big actions is what they've actually given me, so I'm really intrigued what card that you're actually going to get. You've got the Seek Solitude card. And they're going, make sure that before you say anything, pause for reflection. What was the intention, Sagittarius, of the person that asked you the question in the first place? Are you being clear before you step into those big words, big actions? Because I kind of get the distinct impression for this week it's a little bit about putting your money where your mouth is. And if you say you're going to do something, Sagittarius, then step up and actually do it. There's a little bit of a poke from the universe for you to actually be really mindful. Just getting the phrase that they're giving me, your words, your actions, your deeds, your thoughts, everything should be in alignment for this week if you're wanting a successful outcome. So Sagittarius, do be paying attention as well, because this is why you've got impulsiveness around your sign. They're saying take your time, big words, big actions. You've got to follow through on what you're saying you're going to do, or they're saying you get to the end of the week with a little bit of a messy annoyance that things haven't actually gone the way that you'd like them to, but it is actually of your own doing. So a little bit of a telling off there from Spirit as well, Sagittarius. So moving on to Capricorn. Investigative processes, they've just said as well, and there's a link here that they're also showing me, Capricorn, to do with needing good friendships to confide into, and also doing your own investigative processes of what you actually need for yourself as well. The card that you've actually got is Call on Your Joy Guides. Now, I'm being told with you, Capricorn, not to overcomplicate or overthink or analyse. I mean, investigative processes are one thing. You can do investigative processes with clarity, but they're saying look for the joy in moments as well, or else you're going to make it too intense and you're going to miss an opportunity for connections with friendships as well. If you're looking on the love stakes, there's someone that you've actually either dismissed or thought was unimportant. That's actually going to come around full circle this week, and you're getting another opportunity to investigate how you truthfully feel about it. Can you please take your time, Capricorn, and have a look at everything? Something's here in this week that isn't quite what it seems, and if you rush through it, you're going to miss an opportunity as well. It's all about the connections with people for you this week, and investigating how important those connections actually are. Please take your time. Have a great week. Moving on to Aquarius now as well. And I said to the card is really important first. Now you've got the Share a Breath card, and I'm just asking them. They're showing me, they're taking me outdoors in the first place as well, but they're actually showing me planned catch-ups or taking the time to actually sit down and actually really connect with someone, sharing hopes and dreams, sharing goals, goal planning, that sort of thing. Now they've just taken me and they've shown me almost like a whiteboard for you guys, Aquarius, where you should actually be looking at a dream goal or putting into play affirmations and directional planning. Sorry, that's what I was looking for. So Aquarius, you're getting told this week to make a plan and stick to it, but share a breath and actually sit and do it with someone else, because I'm getting this distinct impression here that you are not your wisest counsel, and that somebody else can bring to the table with you a little bit of insight and understanding. Now I've got a dark-haired lady with lots of laughter all the way around you. So Aquarius, if you've got a dark-haired friend, then I would be sharing a breath with her. Because she seems to bringing something else or an understanding to the table that actually helps you consider something that you haven't actually thought of this week that you add into your goals. They're going goals, goals, goals. So get a plan and stick to it, Aquarius, and make sure for this week starting the 28th of the 6th that you actually are being proactive. You get a little bit kick in the bottom there from Spirit as well. So have a great week. Moving on to Pisces. Let's go see where they're going with the cards for you guys as well. It's really interesting because sometimes they give me a card and then they're like, no, it's not that one, or they're wanting to actually illuminate that there's something hidden underneath it. So the card that I've got for you, Pisces, this week is you've got the laugh card. Now you're getting a reminder because you're a water sign and there is a lot of emotions with Pisceans, to actually this week start the week off with they're going, what entertains you, what makes your soul sing, what makes you laugh, and breaks up the intensity for this week as well. They just seem to be saying to me that it's a week where you can get caught up in other people's emotions and take responsibility for other people's emotions. They're asking you to lighten things for yourself this week and find the laughter or the funny moments and hold on to those. And don't be tempted to sweep other people's amusement under the table they've just told you, because you're going to actually end up working against yourself, and ending up at the end of the week going, oh, why didn't I just lighten that? I had opportunities to lighten it. So there's a little bit of self-flagellation in there that they don't want you doing. They're wanting to lighten the whole situation for you for this week as well. They're going to be really, really mindful of, also for this week, Pisces, of not kind of raining on somebody else's parade or putting somebody else in a position where they're feeling like they're justifying how they're turning up and what they're excited about. Please be excited for them, as much as you can kind of sit just a little bit, they said, Pisces, and go, oh, well, I wish that had actually happened to me, or why can't I have things like that happen to me? Can you please be happy on behalf of somebody else for this week? Please, they've just said to you as well. So have a great week, and I'm just moving on to Aries. So Aries for the week starting the 28th of the 6th, or it's a focus point that they've given in and around you. So Aries, you have got, now it's a reminder here as well, because the thing is that they're showing me that Aries can be quite driven this week, as going, right, I'm going to be a go-getter, I'm going to get going with what I actually need to do, and they're reminding you that it's a team effort. Now, for those in working conditions, I've just said, remember that you're a part of a team. What everybody brings to the table was different strengths. As they bring those strengths to the table, be careful not to be too, that's an interesting word, too crucifying with another person if they do not turn up in the same way that you do. There's a really big reminder here that they're showing it to me as a kind of a glittery disco ball that each little facet can see a different aspect, and they said, Aries, it's really, really important for you to remember that other people see things from different perspectives, no matter how clearly you've explained it. Keep your patience and just be really, really mindful that they're showing me there's no iron team, I'm like, oh crikey, just watch out for putting your foot in it. You've got the best intentions, they said that, they know that, but you have a tendency to forget that it's a team environment, or you need to be mindful of the aspects that actually create this team. Now, they've also just said to me as well, this is particularly to do with work environment, and realising that in work environments, a lot of people are thrown in together because they're individually interviewed and put into a work environment, and that doesn't necessarily mean that you will like them. So just be really, really mindful that regardless of that, they're part of the team, and watch out for what comes out of your mouth, Aries, for this week. I'll leave that with you. Ooh, be careful. Right, moving on to Taurus as well. We'll just see what they've got now. They've just said to me as well that single-minded focus is what I've actually got. So, Taurus, you're being reminded that sometimes you can get on a bandwagon of what you think is the right direction to go on and what you should be doing, and there's a not listening to advice from other people or being too kind of like singularly focused on an outcome, and without considering that you don't need to drive it forward, that you don't need to push. So Taurus, you're getting there's that whole saying, isn't it, that bull at a gate, which I know I've already mentioned, but they've just said, just be mindful of that intensity of you can push forward, because you do actually have the downtime card that's actually come up for you. And they're saying that you can have the best intentions of pushing ahead, but there may be other options that come up for this week that actually make you take a little bit of downtime. They're going to surrender to the will of the universe, because the universe hears conversations that you don't, and the universe is really mindful of what's in your best interest as well. So as you're trying to push ahead, Taurus, for this week, starting the 28th, then just make sure that you are stepping into a good focus, not a single-minded focus, and allowing the universe to come in and play with you as well, because I think downtime actually gives us time for reflection sometimes, and whether we want to go into downtime or not, the universe always has your best interests at heart. So have a great week. Now moving on lastly to Gemini, we'll see what the cards have got for you for the week starting the 28th of the 6th. So intensity is what they've actually given me, and you've got the let go card. Now, I've just asked them why you've got so much intensity around you, and they said because Gemini is the sign of duality, a lot of the time there is an internal argument that's actually going on within you as well. And it's kind of like, give me the phrase, good cop, bad cop, Gemini. And this is a tendency for how you treat yourself in that intensity. Now, they said be really mindful for this week, as you have a lot of your internal arguments, that you don't bring those arguments out to the fore, because I've just got a distinct feeling, Gemini, that you blindside somebody on the back of an internal argument that you've had with your own self, and the other person actually ends up copping it. This is distinctly in a family dynamic, by the way, as well. They just said, like, if it's family and friendships really, really close, there seems to be someone that you're including in your internal argument this week, and are not 100% aware of what's going on with you. They're asking you to seek your own internal clarity before you bring this into conversations, or be mindful, because that intensity can have long-term ramifications, I've just said as well. And if you do spark off with this person, they're telling me it's going to take you months to fix it. So Gemini, just be really, really mindful. There's a lot going on in your head at the moment. You do have that duality intensity that causes you to have your own arguments, and make sure that you sort that out before you bring an external third party into an argument that they didn't even know about. It's going to take time to fix it, and they seriously are saying it doesn't need to happen, Gemini. Does not need to happen. So be really, really mindful how you're actually turning up and what you're actually bringing in your intensity for this period of time, because I'd be telling you to let go of the internal arguments, focus on what questions, Gemini, people are actually asking you in this week, and that way you can answer concisely to what they have asked you without bringing the stuff in your mind forward into the equation as well. Have a really, really fabulous week, people. The overall understanding for the week is the word investigation. So whenever they bring up the word investigation like they do, and they are being really good at actually saying this at the moment, that we need to be investigating our realness, our processes, how we deal with each other, how we deal with our work environments, play environments, and investigating if they actually really, really truthfully suit us as well. So the overall understanding is for the week, they've said investigate, because you are the person that can actually see the solution, and you are the person that can actually remediate anything that's going on in your world. You are the centre of your own universe, and they're going, there isn't anything this week that you can't actually sort out, but there's going to be a few begrudging star signs as they work through what they need to do for the whole week as well. Have a great week, gorgeous lights, and look after you.